What's up, everyone? Today we're going to take a look at some Master League Classic battles with a double flying line. Melmetal, Lugia, Yveltal, and wow, this team worked insanely well for me. I went 18-7 on the first day of trying it out, gained almost 170 points, which brought me up all the way to 2920 rating, which is my highest rating this season, almost legend, so that's pretty exciting. Might be reaching it soon. The reason this team worked so well is just because Melmetal Yveltal core is very, very solid. Melmetal protects Yveltal from some of its biggest threats. And then Lugia was just, I think, the absolute MVP today or yesterday when I played these battles in this line. It's just an absolute tank. It has the highest stat product in the whole game. And it just has really strong moves. You know, Dragontail got buffed and it just hits everything hard, even resisted. Dragontail's chunk. Aeroblast is one of the strongest moves in the game. Very solid. Even like, well, how I use this team is if I have a bad lead with Melmetal, I swap to Lugia. And even if they swap into like a Melmetal, which is basically Lugia's hardest counter, like that's fine. That's perfect. That's what I love to see because Aeroblast really chunks. And then I can bring in my own Melmetal versus their Melmetal. And like Melmetal is my main Melmetal answer basically. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you're going to see that later in this game. But, you know, Melmetal is my main Yveltal, or Melmetal is my main Melmetal answer. But Yveltal is kind of fine too. Because I do have Focus Blast. And with a shield advantage, like right here, I'll be able to shoot up the Rock Slide. Get off this Focus Blast. And from this range, this will definitely KO right here. Bye-bye, you garbage piece of steel. Let's go. All right. Next game, we have Garchomp into my Melmetal. It is awful. It is a Dragontail Garchomp, which is slightly less horrible for Melmetal, but still awful. Now, here's the Melmetal coming into my Lugia, and this is so fine. Because now my Yveltal gets to avoid the Melmetal, and I can get my own Melmetal aligned to this thing later. And Lugia is an absolute tank. It can take 2 of these Rock Slides, and this Melmetal still can't farm down, which is great. I think my opponent probably could have stayed in a little bit longer with Garchomp and gotten a bit more Dragontail damage to where the 2 Rock Slides would have KO'd. I think that would have been their best play, but this is fine with me as well, because they have to throw now. They don't want me to get another Sky Attack, which is beautiful for me, because I just let this go. But I am in a bad spot though. I'm in a very, very bad spot because Dragontail Garchomp definitely destroys my Melmetal and can also beat my Yveltal. So yeah, it's really gonna depend on what's in the back. But this is not looking good for me. I go for the Rock Slide right here because this should KO or bring it in range where I can Thunder Shock down. Does KO the Melmetal. In comes the Garchomp again, I am guessing. Yes, there it is. Don't think I have to fear this move. Most of these do run Outrage Centum, and Centum is a pretty weak move, so it doesn't hit that hard on Melmetal. But Superpower, even though they're neutral, also doesn't do that much on Garchomp, because Garchomp is kind of tanky in this meta. Another Superpower on the Garchomp. They do get a Dragontail through, so I probably should throw one more Thunder Shock, and here comes Excadrill. This is just fully hard countered. Like, Garchomp on my Melmetal, Melmetal on my Lugia, Excadrill on my Yveltal. Like, Excadrill definitely wins this matchup, especially with a 1 shield extra for them. This is not looking great, but maybe there's still a small chance. Maybe I can sack my Melmetal onto a Rock Slide from this Excadrill. I think that would be the best play. I'm gonna go for another Dark Pulse. I probably won't outpace this to another move, though. They only need like 3 or 4 more Mud Shots for another one. And yes, there was 3. I tried to sack right there, but the timer wasn't up yet. So not great. I had to let my Yveltal go. It takes 4 Thunder Shocks to get to my next Superpower. And I have to throw immediately, because it only takes 5 Mud Shots to get to a Drill Run. And I lose CMP, so I have to throw immediately. I don't have any extra energy. If I hit a Superpower right here, I will probably win the game, though. In comes, hopefully, a Centum. If this is Centum, I will survive. I do survive. I get to the Superpower. Will this KO though? I think it's going to be very, very close. I am once debuffed. We take it out. I don't know how I won this. This was straight up hard counter, but we won, which is just insane. GG. Alright, Ho-Oh lead into my Melmetal. This is alright. This is alright. But Ho-Oh does have a decent matchup here. And it does survive 1 Rock Slide, and I won't survive the Earthquake, so I try to catch it, but I don't throw immediately. Fine. I will just shoot up this Brave Bird right here, even though it doesn't do that much. I probably could have no-shielded. You know, I do that catch every single time, and I've gotten hit by a Brave Bird sometimes as well, because it seems like most Ho-Oh are throwing Brave Bird on Melmetal and then dipping. So, yeah, that catch usually doesn't work out, unfortunately, but you're gonna see that later in the video too. Here comes a Zekrom, and this is good. This is really good, because Lugia doesn't have a bad matchup here. Lugia actually has a pretty decent matchup here, because his Dragon Tails are really, really chunking. And Wild Charge KOs, of course. That's fine. I can bring in my Melmetal here now. Rock Slide will KO. Zekrom's such a cool Pokemon, by the way. Alright. They swap out into Groudon, though, which is not great, but Yveltal has a very solid matchup here. Very, very solid matchup. About IVs, by the way, totally forgot to talk about IVs. My Melmetal is just a 14, 14, 15 best buddied Melmetal, and both of my flyers are Hundos. Do you need Hundos? I don't think so. But I don't know the exact IV thresholds. I would just recommend you sim your flyers versus the most meta mons in Master League and see if they miss any matchups. Chances are, if they're like decent IV, they won't miss anything. But that's some research you're gonna have to do for yourself. Alright, take out the Groudon. Yveltal still decent health. Ho-Oh has some energy. I think it's one away from a move, so I'm gonna swap immediately right here. Throw the Rock Slide before they can fire their Brave Bird. This will definitely KO. Very low. In comes Zekrom. At this point, I only need a superpower to KO this thing. And that should be game over. Yes, GG to them. Close one. Close one. Alright, Excadrill Lead. This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad, because this is very bait dependent on Melmetal's end. I think Melmetal does generally win this. Also, I think I can take a Giron right here, but I end up double shooting. Which, I don't know if that's the play. But it might work out. I'm gonna Rock Slide bait right here. I think they've gotta be absolute maniacs to not shield that, so I'm feeling pretty safe with that bait. Gonna throw a superpower next though, because they might expect another bait. And I think if I throw superpower, the next one is gonna be one less Thunder Shock, so I should be able to outpace, but I don't really want to throw right now. So instead I'm just gonna catch the Giron on my Yveltal, which I'm not sure if that's a good play, because Rock Slide after this will almost KO. But I want to save my Melmetal. I want to save its superpower. I want to fire its superpower when I'm not debuffed, because then I can actually kill the Excadrill. They swap out into Garchomp though. They don't throw their Rock Slide, which is interesting. But I think it makes sense. They're probably kind of weak to Melmetal. Actually, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, because they still have Garchomp for my Melmetal. I think their better play would probably be to just stay in with Excadrill and Rock Slide me. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, the Outrage my Yveltal, which is fine. I die, but now I can farm this down with Lugia, and I still have superpower on my Melmetal, so if the Excadrill comes in, I'll just snipe him with a superpower. In comes Dragonite, which is very good for Lugia, as you can see. I don't know how much damage these moves do. I really don't. All I know is that I should outpace to another move, but I do throw the Aero Blast right here, and I'm not sure if it's a good play. But it dies, so it's fine. I get an attack boost, but I don't think it matters. I'm just gonna switch into my Melmetal right here before they can farm up to 2 moves. Throw this before they can react, and the Excadrill dies. That is a GG. Alright, very good lead. In comes Landorus though. This is the biggest threat to the team. And the first time I saw this switch in, I had no idea what to do. No clue. So I throw a Rock Slide and I switch to Yveltal. And this is a big misplay right here. Lugia actually wins this matchup. So I should have either instant swap into Lugia or throw Rock Slide and then swap into Lugia. I think either play would have been fine. My thought process during the game was though, it's a Dragonite lead. Both Lugia and Melmetal beat Dragonite. So I'm fine if I just sack my Yveltal here as well. But this just wasn't the play. They get shield advantage. And now the Dragonite can basically almost farm me down. But yes, if you see a Landorus, definitely switch into your Lugia. That is definitely the move, because Lugia actually wins that matchup. Counts for both Landoruses, by the way. Though the Therian form, like the floating dog, does win the Zero Shield, but you win the 1s and the 2s, just straight Sky Tech. Pretty sure. Alright, Excadrill in the back. This is very, very bad. Yeah, Excadrill with shield advantage, not great. Not great. I think if I had played this a little better, I could have probably won this. Just by switching my Lugia into the Landorus instantly, would have won that matchup. Still done a bunch of damage versus this thing as well, if it swapped in, and then Yveltal might have been able to clean up. But the way I played it, there was just no way. I do really like my opponent's team though. That is a cool squad. Landorus safe swap with Excadrill on the back. Very unique. Very unique. Props to them. But yeah, this is very tough now. Because of course I only have my Melmetal left. And they already have energy. I only have one shield. And I'm gonna have to superpower this. Well, I think Rock Slide might actually KO from here, but like I'm gonna have to throw 2 moves, but they're already at a run. And this basically almost KOs. At least we're now we're gonna see how much damage this does. Yeah, it only does like 60-ish. And now they're just gonna throw a move. Which is a Hurricane. This is a big BM. Yo, GG. GG, nice team, nice team. Alright. Garchomp Lead, very bad. Another Dragontail Garchomp. Interesting. Here comes Kyogre into my Lugia. Kyogre, another big threat for this squad. A very big threat. Honestly, all 3 of my Mons kind of struggle with Kyogre. But they all 3 also have some win conditions. Melmetal can win the 2 shield, for example. Lugia does very decent. I think Lugia wins the 1s actually, if I play it correctly. And Yveltal kind of gets chunked by Waterfall. I go for Aeroblast. I go for Aeroblast here. I think that's a big mistake. I think that's a big mistake. I should have just gone for double Sky Attack. Because they're going to shoot us right here. And even if they no-shoot a Sky Attack, I think I can Dragon Tail down afterwards. Just looking at how much damage these Dragon Tails are doing. This is definitely Sky Attack range, right? Maybe not. Maybe not. But I still think it's the play. Still think it's the play. Probably could have won switch then. But maybe now I can... maybe now I'm able to sweep with Yveltal. Like getting shield advantage for Yveltal was kind of nice. Though Garchomp, Kyogre, they might have a Togekiss back, but it's a Groudon, and this is very bad. Like my Melmetal had 0-0 play here, which is very unfortunate. But this thing is now in almost Dark Pulse range and definitely Focus Blast range, and the Garchomp is also quite low. Fire Punches don't do that much, so I might have a good shot here. I might have a good shot here. This is definitely Focus Blast range, or no, I don't think it's Focus Blast range just yet, but I'm just gonna Focus Blast anyway, because I don't want to double Dark Pulse. I would have needed 2 Dark Pulses, which is just a waste of energy, when I can also just Focus Blast once, and then farm down. They were at Outrage energy, but I was predicting the Centum, and this is definitely another Centum, so I'm gonna no-shield that right there. Very nice no-shield. And now I'm just gonna have to get to the Focus Blast first, the Groudon. Dark Pulse really only does like 50%, so not enough to kill the Groudon. So yes, just gonna go for the Focus Blast right here. And this should KO the Groudon, and that is a great game. Another very bad lead we came back from, so that's very, very nice. GG! GG! Alright, Kyogre Lead. Alright, the big wheel. Again, like I said, this thing is very, very tough. I always play this differently. Also, I desynced at the start of the game, allowing them to get a full free waterfall in right there. Because they were like, I was like 1 turn behind. I catch the Surf here though, which is nice. This is usually what I try to do, but missing this sack swap kind of hurts you, because then they have enough energy for a Blizzard or a Thunder and you're kind of screwed. But it's just how you kind of have to play around it. Alright, in comes Melmetal, and this is awesome. You know, I really like when they counter swap Melmetal, to be honest, because then my Yveltal gets avoided in the back. I get to the Aeroblast right here, which will do a very, very solid chunk to this Melmetal. If they decide to no-shoot, which they do, and I get the attack buff, which is very, very nice. But like, it still doesn't put it in Rock Slide range, so it really isn't gonna matter, unfortunately. I'm still gonna have to fire off Superpower. I have one ready, and I probably should have thrown it already. But instead, I'm gonna go for some extra energy, and since it's Superpowered, I can Rock Slide right here, and it should barely KO the Melmetal, I think. Maybe barely not. No, barely not, but I can farm this down. Probably Kyogre coming back in. Don't get my Thundershock through, unfortunately. And now I will go for another Rock Slide. This is I kind of overtap right there. That's bad timing. 2 Thundershocks allows Kyogre to get like 2 free turns. So it's bad timing. But it's fine, maybe. I'm going to Yveltal. Go for the Dark Pulse. This is not great. As you can see, Kyogre is really chunking, or they're really chunking. They got their Waterfall through. And I got my Snarl through, luckily, so that's fair. And I think they have 2 Surfs, so I'll probably just die here, but I'm gonna fire my Dark Pulse anyway, and I lose CMP versus Kyogre. Yveltal is quite attack-weighted, but not attack-weighted enough, because Kyogre is just an absolute monster. Just a monster. Alright, go for Dark Pulse. And I don't think there's anything I can beat. Oh man, that was very close. You know, if I would have timed, I actually could have won this game. If I would have timed my Rock Slide, my second move on the Kyogre better, like the final move I threw with Melmetal and Kyogre, they would have gotten one less Waterfall and I would have outpaced them to 2 Dark Pulses. And then the Mewtwo can't do much versus my Yveltal, so I could have definitely won that match if I timed my moves a little bit better. That's why move timing is very important. Alright, Giratina Lead. This one I always play out a little differently. This time I decide to throw Rock Slide. And then farm up to another move, let them throw a move, and then swap to Lugia. But another way to play it is to just instant swap to Lugia. I think either way it really works against this Giratina. Either way, against both of your Pokemon, the charge moves really don't do that much damage. They bring in their Dialga versus my Lugia, which is quite good. Generally a winning matchup for Dialga, but Aeroblast still really hurts. And if they no-shoot, you can farm them down. But they Thunder! Oh no. I was hoping for Iron Head right there. But either way, not worth a shield. Definitely not worth a shield, because it doesn't KO and I can't farm down with anything. So I really prefer just killing this with Melmetal at that point. For some reason they shield, which is crazy to me. I'm gonna go for another Rock Slide, because I think they're not in superpower range just yet, but I think they might have actually been. I think that might have been a misplay. Though they shield again, so that's fine. Accidental baits are the best, I guess. At this point, I'm pretty sure they are in rocks or in superpower range or almost. Does this KO? Does. I guess they were already in superpower range. Yeah, this is first day battles. Like I haven't played Masters ever since Excel became a thing. Because ever since Excel became a thing, we always had Great League metas during Master League, and I really haven't played since then. Maybe a couple sets, but the queue times are always so bad that I didn't play. But I do really like the meta, and I'm glad the queue times now are actually pretty good in Masters, so I'm really enjoying it. But I am rusty, so I really need to learn some of my damage ranges again, but even still, I'm still doing pretty good, so that's nice. Alright, hopefully this second Dragon Claw won't KO. It's gonna be quite close. Anyway, my Dark Pulse should KO this Giratina, though this... What is it? Altered? Is this altered? This is altered form, right? Yeah, this thing is so incredibly tanky. It's crazy. It actually survives, which is ridiculous. But I snarl down, and it is a good game. Alright, Origin. Here, I instant swap into Lugia, because this thing does too much damage to Melmetal. Always shield this move, it's always shadowable. Well, probably next time it's going to be Ominous Wind, but most of the time it's shadowable. You know, Lugia is so incredibly tanky that I think most Lugia, they don't shield anything. At least that's what people expect, because it is such a tank. It is meant to be a big meat shield. Holy shit! Did you see that Aeroblast? Dude, I was talking about Lugia. Lugia is insane. It did so much damage. But yeah, most of the time they don't expect you to shield, because Lugia has a giant meat shield. So that's why I just shield that up, because it does do a significant portion of damage. And I get to another Sky attack right here. Absolutely ridiculous. Just beating this Excadrill on the 0 shield because they allowed me to get energy. Crazy. Crazy. In comes Giratina again. I have my Yveltal aligned to it now. In comes Groudon. Alright, now I get why they didn't fight for switch advantage. Because everything on their team is designed to destroy Melmetal. So this is not great. But Yveltal, pretty good here too. Though, it is a Dragontail Groudon. And Dragontail Groudon... I think people are sleeping on Dragontail Groudon. This thing is so strong. It is one of the only things that can really reliably beat the Yveltal Melmetal core, which is nice alongside like Kyogre. So yeah, this is kind of tough. I will switch right there. I was hoping to catch a Fire Punch, but clearly I did not. So I'm just gonna Earthquake right here, and this will KO me. Yeah, this is Dragontail Groudon is definitely a very big threat for this team. They have another Fire Punch as well. Damn. But yeah, Dragontail Groudon. Good play by my opponent right there. GG. Alright. Ho-Oh lead. Again, I have 1 turn lag at the start of the match. So I'm going to throw at 7, and I'm very lucky they don't get an Incinerate through. Normally you get there like 1 turn before the end of the Incinerate, because I lagged at the start there, didn't matter. I'm gonna sack right there, and this is like the 3rd time I've done this sack on the day. You didn't see the previous battles, but always Brave Bird. They don't Earthquake Melmetals. Holy shit. They don't Earthquake Melmetals. It was Brave Bird for some reason. So maybe next time I will stay into Melmetal and just eat the Brave Bird. But you know how it goes. You know how it goes. The moment you change up your play like that, they're just gonna, it's gonna be the one freaking Ho that earthquakes you. So it's like that. All right, Yveltal. Already did a bunch of damage on the Yveltal with my Lugia, which is quite nice. I think I shoot this up right there because Yveltal, like a Dark Pulse, really does hurt. Really does hurt. And it's already a double flyer line. And at this point, I know my opponent that I'm playing, and I've heard rumors that they're playing a triple flyer. So kind of want to keep my Melmetal alive. So I sack on this Dark Pulse right there. Really nice. At this point, they have a bunch of energy and don't want to get to a Focus Blast, so Dark Pulse right here. I think this was a CMP tie, which I end up winning, which is quite lucky. Because in Master League, like, I think we're both 15 attack Yveltals at least. And well, and then it's just a coin flip. So I'm quite lucky to win that CMP right there. In comes Lugia, so it is triple flyer, and my Yveltal is very nice right there. Let's throw the Dark Pulse. I was expecting this sacrificial swap, but I'm very fine with it. Very fine with it. I just want to get rid of this this Ho-Oh. Good swap by them though, but again, like, at this point, I think that was very good for me. Dark Pulse Lugia, and now I can just let Yveltal go, and Melmetal almost has another Rock Slide stored, which should be enough to KO the Lugia with some additional Thundershocks as well. I don't think Rock Slide KOs from here just yet, but the next couple of Thundershocks definitely will. Rock Slide coming through. One Thundershock, and that is a good game. Double flyer, clearly better than triple. Alright, in comes Mewtwo safe switch. And I throw my move at a very dumb time. Should have thrown immediately, but instead I CMP with a Focus Blast, and this is horrible. So I decide to undercharge. Because I want more energy. And I undercharge way too much. Very bad. Because now I'm gonna have to actually shoot a Side Strike. I want switch. I have Melmetal aligned to Dialga. I really want to keep that. And I'm thinking, you know, one shoot Dialga is easier to deal with than zero shoot or two shoot Dialga. So I actually farm to a Focus Blast right here. And if they bring in Dialga, I'm just gonna Focus Blast. They're forced to use a shield or die. Either way, I'm fine. If they shield, like I have one shoot Melmetal versus one shoot Dialga, which is very good. Let it go. It dies. In comes Giratina though. And this is a good core breaker. This is a very good core breaker for my Melmetal and Lugia, especially with the shield up. Even shield, Lugia does very well against Giratina, but with a shield up, Giratina is pretty good against it, especially if it gets an Ominous Wind boost. Then it can get really scary. Still though, I should be able to 2v1 this Giratina, and if it gets a boost, it's gonna be tough, but I still have a sack available as well in Yveltal, because I left it at 0 HP, or 1 HP. This is definitely going to be an Ominous Wind. Just really praying there's no boost right here and they don't get boost. What they do get though is a perfect farm down. Unless I throw a move. And I throw a freaking superpower. I thought they were going to farm me down there. And I thought, this was dumb. I should have gone Rock Slide. I don't know why I went superpower. I just thought it was less energy. But, you know, if you go straight Rock Slide, you always get to the superpower and the Rock Slide at the same time. So, that's just dumb. But anyway, I'm fine here. Very fine here. I just Dragon Tail down this Giratina. I no-shoot the first move because you can survive a Shadow Ball. The only way I lose that game if they get a boost and then Shadow Ball me. And I shield Ominous Wind. Alright, next up, Melmetal Mirror. And I really don't like this. I really don't like this. But this is the best matchup for my Melmetal, of course. But honestly, I'd rather see Melmetal like aligned to my Lugia when I swap it in than in the Mirror Lead, because I'm so bad. I'm so bad at baiting. I do get the first bait though, which is crazy. They actually shoot it up. And I shoot this up. I shoot that move up because I'm expecting a superpower. Maniac, another Rock Slide, and I'm gonna go for the superpower because I already burnt the shield. But they're gonna end up shooting, which is not good. Very not good. And I'm gonna throw another one immediately. Maybe also not the play. I'm not sure at this point anymore. I'm really not sure at this point anymore. All I know is I win CMP. I am body boosted. They're not. I have higher attack. I do win CMP, which is kind of nice. Another freaking Rock Slide bait. Like some of these Masters players are really insane with the baits. Like I just don't understand how to when to throw these. But all right, I go into Lugia, hoping to catch a superpower, but they make a very good swap into their Dialga, which makes this kind of tough for me because I do have a superpower stored right now, and I think my Melmetal is in superpower range. But I go for the Arrow Blast right here. This will do so much to Dialga. They just Iron Head it, didn't they? They should have really just Dracoed. Or Thunder, whatever they have. But I get the boost, and because of the boost, I'm able to farm down. This is great. They're gonna bring in the Melmetal, I think. Throw the Rock Slide, and this one KO. This is Dragontail will. Dragontail will. Boosted Lugia is ridiculous. It is so insane. And I have Yveltal versus Giratina now in this game over the note. And they back out. Well, that's a GG. Another Melmetal Mirror Lead. Again, this is a tough one. It's a very tough one. I always play this kind of differently. Opponent throws first. I'll let it go. If it's a superpower, that's fine. Does do a good chunk. In comes Mewtwo. I'll bring in Yveltal. Pretty quick switch on my part, so that's good. You don't want to give this thing too much energy. I'm gonna let this go. Expecting a Shadow Ball or a Side Strike. It's Ice Beam. And it did a ridiculous amount of damage. Absolutely insane. Go for the Dark Balls right here. I threw right before they get to the move, but somehow they throw immediately, like they get the, I think, fake CMP or they fast with denied me. It's kind of unfortunate because I miss a Snarl right there, which might become very big at the end. I'm gonna throw for 2 more because I'm not sure what the energy is at now. Maybe I could have thrown 1 more though. Maybe. Go for Dark Balls. In comes Melmetal. I go for Dark Balls immediately. In hindsight, maybe I definitely could have reached the Focus Blast. I just didn't want them to. Oh, maybe I couldn't have reached it. No, probably not. Go for Superpower right here. Expecting them to have CMP tight with me. They have a lot of energy here. They definitely have almost 2 moves. And right here, I'm thinking they're definitely switching out. But I also can't not throw, because they have another one as well. And if I not throw and they throw. And even if they switch out, I was like, I'm fine with that. Because I don't think it really matters. But they bring in Yveltal. And this is the one thing where like that does matter. So this is tough now. This is very, very tough. But if I can kill this thing with Lugia, or like bring it down low enough to where I can farm down with Melmetal, I'm fine. So I'm gonna go for the Sky Attack right here. But I do a dumb play and I don't throw it. Very bad. Very, very bad. This is horrible now. I definitely should have thrown my Sky Attack before, because I think I could have farmed down then. Looking at this point, I just gotta over farm as much as possible and hope I get to the superpower before their Melmetal does. But you're gonna see they have a move stored, so that is a GG. Very well played by them. That catch definitely made the game for them. Though either way, like I didn't have anything for their Yveltal right in the back. So I don't know. I think either way it would be very tough. I think if I just threw that Sky Attack though, would probably won. So that's a big mistake. But anyway, well, very well played by them. Very well played by all my opponents. I had some great games. I really enjoy the Masters meta at the moment. Hope you're enjoying it as well. Let me know down in the comments if you're enjoying it, what you're running. Anyway, thank you all for watching. See you next time. More videos coming. Good luck in your battles.